Hello! It's a stampede, a buffalo! Don't worry too much, this is just a new mod that's gonna replace Morph. Sorry for the, well, shaking. But apparently not everything is entirely working with that one, and I'm gonna be checking up on that one more later at some point. But anyhow, I'm here to review a very special mod. I don't mention certain things about myself very much, but I'm actually part Native American, and this mod just really calls out my bloodline. No, it has not too terribly much to do with the snazzy suit I'm wearing now. But there is part of it that is. Yep, I have something ceremonial on. The rest is actually Terra Steel from Botania. Yeah, the mod really is this updated right now. It is in 1.9.4, so in case you're wondering about that one too, yes, it's there. And I think it'll resonate with this one pretty well. So, I'm going to get into Totemic. Yep, that's the mod I'm doing here. The thing is, this one's all about Native American culture, and I could see a few things that could be added later. Like me being a buffalo? Well, how about a ceremony to become a buffalo, or whatever else you have nearby? That'd be cool. In the culture, there's always been legends of people called skinwalkers. Shamans of very great skill who could transform themselves into whatever they wished. They were very powerful and very feared. I guess you could call that part of the dark side. Now, what does that have to do with everything? Well, you can see I've got some serious logs lined up here, and you can see I've got a nice totem pole here, and I really wish, along with a lot of people, that these actually looked more like classic totem poles that were carved to resemble what they are, but unfortunately they're not, so sorry. It's not currently in progress. Anyhow, to get started with the mod, and to know everything in it, which is decently brief, but very meaningful, you need yourself a Totempedia. Yeah, it's actually called that. Now, the recipe for it, I think, is completely interchangeable with whatever types of... yeah, it's showing it on the forge. Whatever types of logs you have available. And you just need 3 paper and 6 logs, and you get the Totempedia. It's like a lot of other guidebooks. You just click on it, and it shows various areas. I need to back up a few, because, you know... but I can go over a lot of the rules myself on this, because I've already looked through the book, although there will be a few specifics I will be looking up. And I think I absolutely have to, yeah, I have to use Escape to get out of book. I can't use E. I don't know why some books are like that, but it just is. Now, I've seen some other people review the mod, and they don't seem to know how to read the book on the rules. Like, for example, totem poles. They can be basically up to 6 blocks high, counting the base, and to be able to perform ceremonies, you do need a totem base nearby. And to whittle them, you do need the totem whittling knife. Right now this one has it selected to blaze, but if I hold sneak and use, you can see it going through things, and you will need this just to get the totem base. Now when you actually get one ready, and I'll show what that looks like here, you just need any kind of log. This is red cedar. This is the kind of log that goes with the mod. And so, there we go. Now it's a totem pole. Again, really wish this would actually look like things like horses and squids and blazes. That would be really cool. But unfortunately, no. But, oh well, we'll get there. Now, there's also something else about this. You can strip certain logs very specifically, the red cedar. Just use your bark stripper. There you go. That's what it looks like when it's stripped. I really didn't know that all these others basically would just be regular and couldn't be stripped, but apparently only red cedar can. This converts into planks a little more efficiently than normal. You get 5 instead of 4, which is kind of handy when you want to have a good amount of wood. So resource gathering is a little bit easier with this mod. Now how you get some of these additional tools, well, the totem whittling knife is easy. It just takes a little flint along with an iron ingot, so it's basically like a diagonal shovel, but also with some flint. As for the bark stripper, it requires 3 iron and 4 sticks, and that's again just for the red cedar. Now these do have durability in survival, so please be mindful of that. You don't want to lose your tools very easily, and so be kind of conservative. Now admittedly it has more than enough durability to do a lot of things like setting up your totems. Now you're probably wondering, what do totems do exactly? Well, they give you a beacon-like effect at a more limited range, and they don't have that cool glowing beam up into the sky that tells you where they are. So they're kind of like a lesser but much cheaper beacon. And again, the base is very important, even though it does not have an effect of its own. And this is where this totemic staff comes in handy, because it will show you various things. Now, you just need a couple of leaves and some sticks, so it's pretty cheap, especially if you've already been shaving off some leaves. Now, it'll debug a little. In a way, it'll tell you what's there. It's not used like a wrench to like rotate blocks and all that. Like this is saying the effect is the horse, this is the squid, this is the blaze, this is the spider, and this is the ocelot. But what do those do exactly? Well, if you look in the book, it'll say totems and effects. Well, the horse gives you a speed boost. I guess that stacks with regular speed, even though it's essentially a speed effect. You got squid, gives you water breathing. Basically just the same as normal. Blaze gives you fire resistance. Pretty handy in a base where you may have some things that might be a little toasty, like a lot of people like having lava around. Comes up really handy. Ocelot prevents creepers from exploding. That's an interesting one. I'd like to figure out how it works well. Bat negates fall damage and lets you move forward when you sneak mid-air. It kind of works. I've got something else that sort of helps me with my jumping, so I haven't been able to figure out the best way to test that right now. Spider lets you climb walls like a spider. And Cow gives you resistance to damage, but also slows you down. That's kind of an interesting trade-off. But yeah, let me now note, this is not step assist, this is going up a wall. Yeah, just like a spider, you can just go, or basically it acts like you're climbing a ladder. Just go up the wall. That could come in handy for a base that has some unique properties. Just have a short totem pole and just go up and the mobs can't follow you very easily. Well, some can, but you know. Now, another major aspect of this mod is actually music and ceremony. You'll cast rituals using ceremonial magic. And so you have to use the power of music to power up this totem pole. Notice how it keeps doing musical notes for the particle effect? That's because it's absorbing musical power. Sorry, Finn. I don't know why I'm always having issues with that. Anyhow, we have various musical instruments. We have wind chimes, drums, right here I have a handheld flute, and a nice handheld rattle. So I can show off all these. Now the recipes are also in the book, but I can also just go over them real quickly for some of these. The flute, again sticks and just some in a leaf. Just one, don't need very many. Now this one's very special. If you want to get your rattle, it takes several logs and a buffalo tooth. And you're probably wondering, well, how do you get the buffalo tooth? You may notice a few things in my inventory here. The buffalo teeth, some raw buffalo meat, and some buffalo hide, and I've noticed the sun is going there. I also have a teepee, which is nicely over there. Both decorative and, you know, I'm going to go ahead and let that sun just go down normally because I'll show how you use this thing. It's basically just like a bed, except you can actually walk inside it. And yeah, the spider power is making me go up. If you click the central block at the base of it, then it'll activate as if it were a bed. So, it's sort of a nice alternative. I can't say this relates directly to the tribe I'm technically related to, because we weren't the kinds of nomads that used these, but I still really appreciate the gesture and love how they look. So, this ought to be low enough. Come on, down. Not quite. How much lower does it... I always forget which position the sun needs to be in, the exact angle that it technically counts. Boink, boink, boink. Come on, come on. Let me through. I'm just trying to sleep here. Yoo-hoo. It's just a teepee. Come on, I'm just trying to sleep here. Does it really have to be much lower than that? There we go. That's nice. Okay, after that slight interruption, as I was going to say, there's also another very special instrument, and I'm wearing it right now. It's the Jingle dress. No, not dress as in something a lady wears. It's dress as in ceremonial dress, as in you're dressing up for something very formal. You may also note it does not have much armor value compared to all sorts of other stuff. But that's not meant for that. It's meant to basically create musical energy while you move. it takes some iron bells, and again you need something from a buffalo, so you need buffalo hide. So, I am going to do something, and these cows are going to be transformed. So I'm going to demonstrate how to do this. And you'll also, of course, want to see the recipes for those before I go in. Let me see here. Ding. Backing up in the book. Musical instruments. We have the drums that I'm about to use. They require some leather, some logs, and some wool. So they're not really that tricky to get hold of. We got the... I already showed the rattle. Wind chimes. They act a little bit different than the others, and I'll go over that in a moment. They require some iron ingots, a log, some string, and some sticks. Now, these musical instruments do have some different properties. Oh, and by the way, whenever you're trying to get the jingle dress to get the bells for it, you need to use iron nuggets. Like several other mods, you can just put iron ingots in and you get some iron nuggets. I think one iron ingot gives you enough to do this whole part here. That really is only oak leaves. Interesting. I don't know if the NEI will tell them differently. I'll check that again, just a moment. Because sometimes they'll only show like one thing in the book, but it'll actually be exchangeable. Yeah, it's exchangeable. I just forgot. Never mind. Anyhow. Now, you can also get a better flute, and I might wind up doing that along the way, because I will need my buffalo, and they will help me. And these aren't buffalo yet, but they will be. Okay. Now, let's get into some of how the ceremonies work here. I mean, the totem poles pretty much are just working as is, so, you know. See, backing up. Ceremony. I need my buffalo. It's good to do this early on. Hey, Enderman. Okay, I need to use Totemist Drum and Wind Chime. Okay, now you're probably thinking, how do I select my ceremonies? How do I actually know what I'm doing? Well, you basically use a musical instrument like you normally would, like if I was doing this, my flute, or my rattle. But, on the other hand, if you hold sneak while using it, it becomes a selector for the ceremony. Now, the same thing basically applies whenever you're doing something that's on the ground, like the drums, or for that matter, the wind chimes. Now, normally they just passively make musical energy. They just stay there and they work. I've got them suspended on some nice chorus-related blocks here. But if I were to sneak and click on them, then it would actively be used. Normally they just passively work. I can't force them to make any more music. Even with that, they're just used as a selector. So, you know, part of the basics of ceremonies as I've described them, but I would rather actually show them off. Like, as I was saying, I need some buffalo, so I need to select Totemist Drum, so sneak use, and this. And now I have my buffalo ceremony, so beating the drums. Come on, buffalo. Now notice how I have a timer? Yeah, I only have so much time to actually initiate the ceremony. So I'm beating on the drums. There we go. And it has sort of a short range, so it didn't catch all the cows. So I'll try doing that again, just to make sure I get more cows. Okay, there you go. I'm dashing back and forth, generating more and more music. Now, also, each musical instrument has a saturation limit. There's only so much that they can each individually do. I'm not sure if for blocks like that, if it's for every last one, or if it's just in general usage, but it's something like that. I have one cow that just doesn't want to be a buffalo. Don't worry, cow. I'll get you at some point. If you just come over here, you're not feeling it. Oh well, I thought you wanted to be a mighty buffalo. Come on, they look cooler than you. They have interesting drops that people need. Don't you want to be very resourceful? Nope, you're not feeling it. Oh, never mind. Okay, never mind that. Okay, he just doesn't want to be a buffalo. As for red cedar, that's another resource you might need later. Now, buffalo, did one of you? Oh, okay, you didn't escape. Oh, thank goodness. But yeah, they all drop buffalo meat, buffalo hide, and those buffalo teeth, as I mentioned before, and you will be needing those, like, just for the rattle. I think you need the tooth, so therefore I'm technically using an instrument ahead, but I could probably just flute my way through to get them. Now, as for the cedar, you're probably wondering, how do you get that? Well, this is where things get interesting. You need another ceremony to get those. They're mainly decorative. They can be a little bit cooler for some things, but the major thing is if you want to get them, you can't obtain them naturally. They have to be performed. So you need to do a little dance and you'll get them. So let's do that. Okay, which one was this? Now, this ceremony is special in another way. It accelerates crop growth, and it has an interesting side effect I might actually want to set up. It's noted to make it more likely that you get chickens from the eggs. So, yeah, okay. This is the Zafkiel Waltz. Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties. The Zafkiel Waltz. It allows a strong growth ceremony. As I said, chickens will grow out of their eggs quickly. Now I need to use the flute and the totemist drum, but what if I want a better flute first? That's right, there's a better flute. If I use my flute imbuation ceremony, I can get a better flute. It's more powerful, and I can also attract animals and villagers, so maybe I can get that one obstinate cow to actually come over here. And as you can imagine, for doing something with a flute, it's just flute and flute, so I'm fluting all the way. I'm going to flute, 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 flute. Would you like me to flute that up a little more? I need to flute. Flute. Just fluting. There we go. And now it's an infused flute, so it's now much better, and as stated before... Oh! Can I catch you, Buffalo? Maybe I can do that during. Oh, please tell me I can do that during. Because I would love to, do that during. I need an empty hand, apparently. I don't know why, I didn't need that before. It was just what I was using. Okay. Now, Buffalo, follow me. You want to hear this flute. I need to catch up. I kind of got distracted. Oh man, I missed it. I wanted that buffalo. Oh, come on, man. Be cool. I just want a buffalo. I want the last of the buffaloes to be mine. That's right, pay attention to me. I'm doing a dance for you, Buster Buffalo. There you go. Now I got all my buffalo. So that would make it a lot easier. I believe you can breed them like normal cows, but just to make sure, I've gotta try this. You paying attention to me? Yeah, you're paying attention to me. Bing! Baby buffalo. Aw, you're cute. Okay, so my buffalo breeding has definitely succeeded. That was nice. Now, now that I have a better flute, I'm going to use more music power and turn these saplings into red cedar saplings. So yes, that's how you initially get those. As I was saying before, you kind of... It's not something absolutely necessary, but it's kind of nice. So, flute and drum. There we go. And one little thing about doing the... Excuse me. One thing about having the jingle dress on is the faster you move, the more music you make. So, as I'm zooping back and forth, like you've seen me doing, there's a reason to it. I'm just making more music as I move. I don't think it even has a saturation limit. There we go. By the way, as long as it still says Zafkiel Waltz on there, that means the effect is still working. So, as you may notice, everything's sparkling. And these have all changed. So these are the red cedar saplings. Bing! There we go. These are a nice little tree. I don't need them there anymore. But put them out of the way. I know it's not necessarily the best thing to do, but I have the sapling I came for. Whew! Thank goodness. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Okay, now there are a few other very special dances and stuff I can do. This is mainly just going to accelerate crop growth and anything else I have in the area. I don't have anything close enough right now, but just saying that's wow, that works, so... You over there, be happy. Okay, good, good buffalo. Okay. That's happening again. Longer than I expected. Well, just in case something comes up, I think I got a little something for that too. War Dance. The War Dance ceremony will basically enable me to have a burst of speed and strength for a while. All I need to do is keep beating these drums. Okay, so if anything pops up, I'm going to smash it really hard. I've hit my limit. There we go. And now I have speed and strength 2 for a considerable length of time, so yeah. I suppose it's also about time to do one of the bigger ceremonies. Come on. Not this again. Oh well. As I was gonna say, there's also a couple other ceremonies. A couple for controlling the weather. You can basically turn on and off the rain with this. And pretty quickly, I might add. There we go. And by the way, you can also initiate a war dance in the middle of another one, so because it's based on you rather than a special area of effect, you can basically just keep doing it, which is really cool. I love that. So, yeah. However, I would like to show off just a little bit about the rain-related dances for a moment. Got the rain dance. Note this dance will be cancelled on account of rain if it happens. Rattle and flute, and I believe the other one is literally just the reverse of that. So, and by the way, if you have an imbued flute, it just counts as flute for a selector. You don't have to worry about it being specific. Here we go, rain dance. Although right now I'm not so much dancing. I'm dancing for the rain. I don't even think I fully need to use the drums right now. This one's just giving me plenty of time. Rain can be useful for various other mods. Sometimes they need things. And of course in vanilla you can actually, there we go. You can actually fish faster in the rain, so if you're trying to resource gather, this can be very useful. And some mods do need rain for certain things, like, say with Witchery you may need a thunderstorm. I'm not sure if this increases the chance of a thunderstorm, or if it's just standard out of the thunderstorm probabilities, but it's just a thought. So I'm not sure which way that goes. And now I'm going to turn it back off. So, time to drop that. This just turns the rain back off without having to use a code. Pretty handy. This could also lead to some weather wars. There you go. Okay, my totem pole has been very much empowered by this. Let me see, I don't have too much left on my strength effect, but it's time for my final dance, and right before that I'll do a war dance. This is a very special dance. The Chimes of Death. This summons a powerful evil spirit named Baycock, and he gives you something very special. The bow I've got right here has the most unique version of a benefit I've ever heard of. I need to use wind chime and flute for this one, and I need a lot of music. So this is going to be insane. The wind chime... wait, was that wind chime first or the other one? Wind chime and flute. But first, I'd rather do a war dance and then take them on. I won't do it in survival, but I just want to show just how much HP this guy has and how even being empowered it's going to be a little nuts. So when I get to that later, it's going to be insane. He's pretty loaded with health. You could imagine this guy being like sort of... he's kind of like a souped up skeleton in that he fires arrows. Lots of arrows. Okay, so now I'm empowered again, and it's time for the Chimes of Death. zipping around. Come on, Baycock, I'm waiting for you. This gives you a lot of time. Come on, charge up. Here he comes. Here he comes. I'm gonna try to be ironic and hit him with his own bow. And you can take him on more than once. Oh, there he is. This is Baycock. I'm using a different damage indicator mod since the one people are used to is not currently available. At least not for this version. 15 damage. 10. Trying to figure out how much HP he has. Ooh, 17. That was a hard one. Now, normally he'd be shooting at you, and with a very special kind of attack. The thing is, Baycock's bow allows you to fire invisible arrows. Only you will see your own arrows. Additionally, if he fires them, he'll also paralyze you. So you could imagine this being interesting with him able to snipe you from all sorts of angles. Gotcha. Let's see what all he's got down here. Got the bow. Did he drop a... Yeah, he dropped a skeleton skull. I've seen him do that before, so if you need skulls, this is actually a pretty good source. And you get Baycock's bow, and you get some bones. So, kind of a lot of skeleton drops, with the special exception of his very special bow. Now, I can't illustrate how the bow looks from my perspective, and I don't even think doing it in third person will help, but I will try. Okay. I'll just fire an arrow and see if I can see it. Yeah, I could totally see it. So, I guess no matter how you look at it, as long as it's on the client side, you will always see your arrow, but your enemies will not. Cool, but at the same time, I can't really show that because it'll only be from somebody else's perspective. In a way, the fact is they won't be seeing it. So, I could see in PvP this would be kind of interesting, because your enemy would literally have no idea which direction you came from. And might I add, that Jingle dress looks really good with this Terrasteel armor. I mean, seriously, I really think it goes. But anyhow, as I was saying, so far this has been Totemic, and shows pretty much all that it has. The Ceremonies, the Buffalo, which are very nice. I got a few very special instruments, tools, and a few other things, including this wondrous bow. So, if you're interested in Native American culture, like I am, then, well, then you might want to try this one out, because it's definitely special. And it will probably grow over time. I know the mod author has said that they want to continue this and add more content as it's suggested over time. I'm hoping to help out with that. I'm not sure if I'll be able to, but we'll see. Meanwhile, this has been Glitch Reaper, and I'll be signing off for now. So, thank you very much, and goodbye for now. Hope to see you later.